find a win, execute. It comes down to when you go on the road, I felt our kids, the effort's always going to be there, but you dig yourself a little bit of a hole and you battle a lot of different things, travel, different place. You're going to battle bad official calls. You're going to battle, but then you throw in where we didn't execute because ultimately we control if we win or lose. And you throw those, especially early in the game. I thought defense came out, safety, get the ball back, we drove but didn't finish those drives. I don't expect to score every first drive of the game, which we have, but to get into a flow, didn't feel flow at all that first half with the offense. They did some things. They had a couple weeks to prepare, did a little bit different stuff. And I thought in the second half we made some adjustments and were able to put 14 on the board, hoping to get the ball back there on that stop on third down, again, which was a bad call. And, we don't get the ball back. They get a first down on a, sideline play that, they should have kept in their pocket and didn't get a chance there at the end of the game to go down and try to win it. So for us, it's about execution, effort. Never got to worry about our kids' effort. They're going to fight, for 60 minutes. But, when you're playing in November, you're playing a ranked team, you're at their place, you got to play great football, and we didn't play good enough football to get the win. Yeah. How about that? Him and Sam Merriman, two guys, got their 50th start. That's a lot of starts, of playing football. And that's a testament to those two young men that have been in the program, stayed in our program, and, are playing at a high level. I mean, Jason Williams right now and Sam, they're playing at a high level. Jason at right tackle, I think is one of the best offensive linemen in this league and, has a bright future.
Speaking of special teams, I remember earlier in the game, on a punt, Sam was the one that downed the ball inside the 5 yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the snapping and the coverage that he does. Again, that's an explosive. That was one explosive. We have a chart that when we have two special teams explosives, we win football games. We just had one. That was the one. We needed more. And, but to get, again, that first drive, the worst thing you can do is punt the football. You got a great punter, great punt unit, great players on that punt unit, and we put them inside the 5, and defense came up and got a sack to get the safety. It's a great way to start the game. Just wish now that complimentary football that, you get the ball, and that kicker was strong-legged. We returned it to the 30. You should get it out to the 40 after a safety where they're kicking from. And, we need to take advantage of those situations. But defense responded. DJ Harris first, we had a lot of defenders have their first career start Saturday. DJ Harris, first career start, gets beat for a fade route, comes back the very next play, gets the interception. Jordan Rudolph, first career start, played a lot of football for us. Tyler Bucar, first career start, played a great game for us. And, the linebackers, Preston Zandier. So defensively, especially when we threw that pick in the fourth quarter, the very next play, we get a strip fumble to get the ball back. That's complimentary football. And to see our defense playing good football in November, that's great. Now we got to pick it up. And, I'd like to see a team that shows up on Saturday, offense, defense, and special teams.
So you mentioned a couple weeks ago, you wanted the kids to have fun, and maybe that message finally got through to them. You feel they're having fun playing?
Yeah, it's funner when you're winning. I mean, there's no doubt. You want to have fun. Winning is having a lot of fun. But when you're playing the game, the intensity, the physicality of the game, you see kids having fun. You see, in that third quarter when I saw our offensive line coming off the ball, that's fun. When you see a running back putting it up there and getting a 15-yard straight ahead, I mean, that's fun. Or a big completion on third down or touchdowns. Those are the fun things. That's why you work. It's a game that you play. And so the more you can execute, the funner it is. So you put in the work on Tuesday and had to remind them that it can't just happen on Saturday. What you do on Tuesday is a reflection of what you can do on Saturday. If you don't come with the right mindset on a Tuesday practice and you have poor execution on Tuesday, there's no magic. I don't have a magic wand that automatically, when the game's really fast and you're on the road, that's going to make that happen. So, we continue to learn, continue to get better, and we have an opportunity to go 1-0 this week and go into a tough place to a team that's, perennially playoff team and winning program. So, the challenge is there for us. And is it fun? Dana, I jumped out of bed, couldn't wait to get to work this morning to work with these young men and get our team ready to play this Saturday. They, start the season at played great. They lost quarterback. They lost 2 quarterbacks, which to a team can be devastating. But the thing about Southern Illinois, that they even took one that was working as a GA and filed a waiver, Lindauer. And I knew him from Cincinnati. And, so they got him back in pads because they needed, they lost 2 very, very good quarterbacks. The one was DJ Williams, who was at Murray State, freshman player of the year, got hurt game 3. And so they've been finding their way, but they got big offensive linemen. Their skill positions, Keontae Lewis from Wisconsin, that we've seen. Vincent Davis, we've played against him, so they got great skill. And now they're finding a way with a freshman quarterback, Jake Curry, and they got a graduate, Michael Lindauer, that comes in at times. And they're finding a way to, but they're always good at scheme. And they're going to go tempo. They're going to go fast. They're going to look, get to the ball, get a play called. So defensively, they're going to stress you. And I think the Curry young man is getting into a rhythm. And, the run game, they got great running backs. They use a lot of running backs. Sean Lester with Trell Hartson, Benefield. I mean, they use a lot of running backs. They got their tight end back and healthy. So, again, Southern offensively is always challenging. Then they're going to have their trick plays. They're going to have their fake field goal for a touchdown against Missouri State. They're going to have their fake punt. They're going to have it reverse with their skill players. So, again, you got to defend them sideline to sideline. Special teams defensively is a challenge.
With the exception of South Dakota, you guys have been in every game.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, you're playing well and you get that mental mistake or
Mm-hmm.
something happens. How would you describe, the first 10 games from your standpoint?
Yeah, of growth. I still think we're playing better football than we were in the beginning of the year, specifically on defense. Offense has been rolling, and we met a very good defense on Saturday. But again, we were still able to get 300 yards. But you got to score touchdowns. Told you that before. You can keep the ball, you can run the ball, you can throw the football. I'd like to see a little more explosives of our offense of getting the ball deep. We haven't done a very good job. And they had a good plan, for our quarterback and keeping him in the pocket, keeping him contained, not allowing him, especially that first half. The second half, I thought the touchdown drive to close it to 7, we started getting into a rhythm there.
But that has to be a boost. I mean, they helped go to under 30 yards of rushing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No other team has been able to do
Mm-hmm.
that. So, and for your team then to score or move the field using
Other ways.
other ways.
Yeah, like I said, our coaches, you got to be great problem solvers, and coming out after half, we had to fight our way back into that football game. And when you're on the road and you got to fight back into a game, that takes tremendous effort. And what you learn from it is you can't go on the road and put yourself in a hole, because the effort it takes just to get back in is a lot. And I know our kids were going to keep fighting. They fought to the end. We ran out of time. I would love to have had the ball back, and we got enough players that can make some plays with 2 minutes to go to have an opportunity to go down there. But we just got to, again, a lot of it's what they did. I think they did a great job there in the first half on how they defended us. But we adjusted, adapted, and we made it a football game. And we're going to learn from it, but we got to get better. We can't do the same thing going this week on the road again. to Southern Hill, Carbondale, we got to be ready to play a 60-plus minute football game.
I'm going back to special teams. I mean, hunting, net hunting has been a strength
Yeah.
for you guys. You know, Andrew has made some kicks throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what have you kind of seen from that unit that, you know, just throughout the season?
It starts, I love you say unit because it starts with a long snapper. It starts with protection. It starts with shields communicating the protection, gunners that are beating press coverage to get down there and force a fair catch. And, Brian was the first game we didn't hit our goals on punt, first game. A lot of it too determines, when you're punting into the wind, it's probably not going to carry as far. I think he hit one. And when you're pooching, that also affects your net. But, our punt team, we work it every day. In the spring, we work it every day. We put a lot of emphasis in it. Proud of it. There's guys that have played a lot of reps. Logan Pasco, who's not playing, is done for the season. But, man, he's been on punt for the last 4 years. So Devin Johnson's been on punt for a long time. Luke Hensley, a wide receiver. Brandon Serrano, Michael Voitis. I always say you put your 11 best football players on punt and on kickoff that are tough, that you can trust and you can rely. So if you see them on those units, we got pretty good trust in those young men.
Again, besides South Dakota and Pitt, you guys have played well on the road, just haven't gotten over the line.
Yeah, you got to finish, Dana. You got to finish. It comes down to finishing. When you're on the road, you got to finish. And again, you go back, and I can go back. You learn from history, and how many walk-off, Western Hill, how many walk-off touchdown with 3 seconds, Bryce Oliver at Illinois State, like those are finishes, but it's always going to come down to that ending, or not being able to get in field goal position against South Dakota and they kick a walk-off field. I mean, every game. And that's why you cannot make mistakes, because you're not going to get any help from anybody. It's you, and it's our execution, the decisions we make, how we play, because you're not going to get help. I tell kids I can send in 6 plays when we're on the road, and they're going to agree with me. Yeah, coach, that shouldn't have been thrown. That flag shouldn't be thrown. You're going to get that. But that don't win you or lose you a football game. But now you accumulate that with our own mistakes or our own poor execution. Now it builds, and you're going to be in home. And you got to expect that when you go on the road. That's why our execution, our effort, our focus, that's got to be the number one thing. We can't control anything else. And you got to have tunnel vision, and that's how you win on the road. And we have not learned that this year. You thought from Villanova, we had tough road games, but, we still have one opportunity, and we're going to get on a plane and we're going to give as much effort as we possibly can. But I do want to see better execution.